before I start, there's something I have to say. Just, several of you may know that I'm counsel to Professor John Yu in the various investments that have arisen as a result of the having been change in administration. People oftentimes call me usually from the press and much like we did that idea of what he said, or what he thinks, or what's going on in this and that, or the other investigation of that other case. It has been reported in the press, thanks largely, if not exclusively, with the disclosure of confidential client communications by the Department of Justice to the press, that there is a pending investigation by OPR in order to allow me to represent Professor Yu in that investigation, which now has been publicly disclosed by the aforementioned Department of Justice. The Department of Justice insisted that I sign a confidentiality agreement that keeps me from actually talking about anything they're doing. And I guess that's fine. Every so often I get a call from a member of the press who listens to me say that and say, well, really, you can tell me off the record. And I sort of go, you're missing the point. It is somewhat like the client who once asked me to take a case out of the state court and put it in federal court, and I told him I couldn't do that because I could not think of a good faith basis on which this case might actually be removed to the federal court. And he listened to me, and I told him why this was so, and he said to me, "Are you telling me that this is sanctionable?" And I said, "Yes, I think I am." And there was a pause, and he said to me, "We'll pay the sanctions." And I said to him again, "I think you're missing the point. I'm not supposed to do these things." And so, having said that, I only say that at the outset so that you understand that I can speak to some of the broader questions of policy that have been raised by Judge Sykes, and to the extent I managed to understand, the normative interaction between the unholy alliance, between Acre and Reverend Wright or whoever was involved, I can address some of the larger points. But to me, the issue that confronts government lawyers in situations like those that were outlined by Judge Sykes is actually very stark and very important.